if somebody has a warehouse full of these hats, sells them around November time. Welcome, day one of the digital advent calendar. Day by day release, slow release, at midnight every night. Get a new video every day of December, all about tips and tricks and iPad apps, how to act on the ground, get the most out of your mobile blogging, fully utilize your dead time. Subscribe to us via the iTunes link. The website will change every single day, so you get a new video. Or you can follow us on @Fibercamp. Today is about Snapseed and photoforge2. Both are image editing applications on the iPad that enable you to take your images, spruce them up, and then you can use them in your blog posts. Check it out. Hope you like it, and I'll see you tomorrow on day 2. On the ipad2. And when you open up, we'll just grab a new image here. Let's pick the one of Ella before I sort of title it. Oh, that's not the one. Let me just find another one. Let's see if we can find the one I did before. There you go. Right, so when you open up the application, you get all these options on the left hand side: black and white, vintage, drama, grunge, different options. What I really like about this piece of software is the selective adjust. The ability to add a point where you think that it might need a bit more light and contrast is really good. So you can put, you can keep your finger down on it to pick the area you actually want, and then you can adjust the area of where you're going to brightness. And you see there's this red sort of color when you do that, so you can see what sort of area you're selecting. So I'm just selecting the eye area. Now if I then go left and right, I can increase the brightness. To get rid of that B, if I click on hide, and as you can see, hide it again, the different, let me just jack it all the way up to the top, hide it, and then if I do the compare, you can see the difference that it's done. It's sort of really made our eye pop out there. And you can add another point. I'll do the other eye, bring that down, jack that up to 100%, hide those. And if I take that off, compare, so that was before, that's after. So you can also put another point, as many points as you want to bring up the colour of an area. Say I want to bring up that sort of neck area, and then you apply it. And then some of the other things that I might use are the grunge. Grunge is quite nice because you can just go from left to right on the image to pick certain styles, so quite like that. Another thing that's really good is that if you keep your finger on the pad and move up and down, you get different options. So you've got brightness, contrast, texture, strength, and these are different on the different options. So brightness, just check up the brightness if you want to do that. What else is on there? You can do sort of faux tilt shift. You can put frames on. So here's a bunch of different frames. You sort of shuffle through the different frames. Again, you can click on the actual thing and set the width, or put my finger on frame offset, so you can sort of bring it in a little bit more. Really, really nice. Really, really simple to use. There's also center focus, which is very similar to Instagram if you're an Instagrammer. So you can sort of move that area and select where the center focus is going to be, and it blurs the outside edge. It just keeps focus on the middle. That's very nice. Really, really cool app. It is, I think, $2.99. $5-ish, or maybe $2.99, I can never remember which. There is some automatic sections in there, the ability to straighten up the image, details, cropping, the usual kind of stuff. But I really, really like the selective adjust. I think that's a really strong feature, and the center focus and the frames. This is one of the apps that I use the most now when I'm making my images for my blog. Alright, so another application that I really like is photoforge. And photoforge is very similar in some ways to the effects of Snapseed, but it has a few different ways of going about the options. So you get these sort of standard features: channel mix, color balance, colorize, curves, the usual stuff. You also get FX, so you got all the usual candidates: black and white, sepia, crystallized, all these sort of stuff. One thing I really like about it is that you can add this additional add-in called PopCam, which is, I think, $1.99, something like that, and that gives you a whole bunch of different features again. So you can have different film grading, you can have different camera lenses, you can have different filters, you can have different flashes, different processing, so washed out, cross process. You can put textures on it. You can put frames on it, so it's very similar in approach. You can also sort of do randomize, so you can hit this button, goes off and gives you a random one. That one's quite nice. So if you're particularly lazy, you want to knock something out pretty quick, you can sort of go through this and grab one. As you can see, some of the effects are really quite nice, depending on what sort of style you're going for. I kind of like making blog posts a little bit more interesting. That's cool, like that. So yeah, it's really cool. And you know, this and Snapseed, I go between the two to try and find that look and feel. It depends on sort of what I'm really looking for. But photoforge is pretty nice, especially with that little plugin. Again, you've got all sorts of additional features in there, like the ability to crop, put frames, textures, rotate, all the usual candidates. So go and check that out. That is photoforge2.